Hello Bond fans! So, today I'm here to talk to you about, the latest James Bond film, Skyfall. So, this, sort of capsule review, I suppose, will be, it will contain spoilers, I'm afraid. So if you haven't seen the film, or if you're one of our, American friends, you might want to click the X button now. Stop, because, seriously, this film, I consider myself so lucky that I didn't have anything spoiled for me before I went into it, because it really is probably the most shocking Bond film of all, or at least since, okay, if you haven't closed the window now, close it. Well, R.I.P. M. R.I.P. dear, overused most of the time, Judi Dench. Well, no, it's not the... Oh, okay. I'll start from the beginning. I saw this film a few days ago, and I've never come out of a Bond film quite with such a feeling of, oh my god, what I've just seen is amazing. Because I've only seen 4 Bond films at the cinema: Die in the Day, Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, and Skyfall. And all of the others, I kind of came out sort of the same feeling of, oh yeah, it was okay, it's not my favourite, but it's okay. And my opinion sort of changed on all 3, like Die in the Day, the opinion went way down, Casino Royale went way up, and Quantum of Solace went way down. Skyfall, on the other hand, is probably the first one that I've come out of just thinking, oh my, that is instant sort of top 5, top 3 maybe. So happy that Sam Mendes had done a fantastic job. There has always been a philosophy in the Bond films that the director should never be bigger than Bond. And to a certain extent I can agree with that, but on the other hand it's just like, I can't think of another film series where you literally have all these talented, amazing, wonderful directors really clambering to make one of these films. I'm happy that now the producers seem to have realised that, oh, actually we can sort of cherry-pick some of the best directors working in the industry today. It's actually funny. The film is actually funny, and that's just the best thing in the world, because like, there are jokes, and they're not stupid, like, eye-rolling jokes. They're just good, classic Bond jokes, like what you would have had in the previous days. Like, the thing when he jumps on the tube, and the guy's like, oh, he must be in a hurry to get home, or whatever, and, I was laughing so hard at the bit when he's actually clinging onto the tube door. He's like, let me in, the woman, and she's just looking terrified. I really loved that. I thought it was great. It was just so refreshing, because, like, Casino Royale's great, and there is the odd joke in there, but Quantum of Solace is just so drab. I mean, if you find Italian women saying, oh, mamma mia del fado, after they've dropped their bloody fruit, then, you know, great, you'll have a ball with Quantum of Solace. There's even a few frightening scenes, actually. The bit where Silver takes out his, I don't know, retainer, or whatever it is, and his face sort of collapses. It's quite horrifying, really. I find Silver quite an intense villain, probably one of the more creepy ones. Maybe even one of the more gay ones. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure quite how I interpret that scene, but maybe there's more in the Mr. Winter, Mr. Kid camp than, no pun intended, than before. That scene was really strange. I'm glad it was in there, because it was one of the kind of thing, it was the kind of thing that, it makes you sit up a bit and sort of like, wait a minute, what's going on? What is this? Daniel Craig gives probably the best performance as James Bond since Sean Connery and Goldfinger. I mean, it's up there. I mean, in the future I'll be doing video like top 10 girls and Bonds and whatever, and expect this performance to rank very highly. It is just brilliant. He ticks every single box. Obviously, Judi Dench is used an awful lot in this film, but in a similar way to The World Is Not Enough, I would say, in that it feels appropriate for her to be used as much as she is, because I mean, well, her character is the plot, really, for this film. And it's not like in Quantum of Solace, where she's just darting around everywhere just so she can have a speech about trust or whatever. I mean, it would have been too much if she'd have been like, when the helicopters come to collect Bond and Silver at that island if she was hanging out of it going, you know, I trust my agent and trust is the most important thing, and then, you know, I had a big speech about trust or something. But no, it's obviously her last film as M, and when I was at the 007 Legends press launch a few weeks ago, I bumped into a guy who was Judi Dench's non-film agent, so he took care of her video game appearances and things like that. I did cheekily ask whether this would be her last film, and he didn't let on, he didn't say anything. I'm kind of glad he didn't, really, because that would have been... A part of me thought, no, she'll do one more, actually. This won't be the last, because they were talking... Because there's a big... all the transitional talk during the film. And I thought, nah, she'll come back for just one more. She'll do another one. She'll have maybe a little cameo appearance. I don't know, maybe she won't be M, but she'll be a character. But no, that ain't happening. And you know what? I was genuinely really sad when she died. Because, you know, she was... I mean, I grew up with... when I was growing up, Pierce Brosnan was my Bond, and Judi Dench was my M. Judi Dench did 7 films, and I don't know, there was just so much about her... so much that she gave to that character. I loved that they made M a woman. Yes, I agree, it's probably time for a male M now, and Ralph Fiennes will do a great job. Oh, he was badass as Mallory. I mean, that whole bit in the courtroom. Oh my god, I loved that whole sequence. It was brilliant. I mean, for me, the film, for about an hour, was very good. And then it got to London, and it was like, right, 6th gear. It was just like, oh my god. Once it got to England and then Scotland, it was just some of the best scenes in a Bond film ever, I would say. We also have a new Q, Ben Whishaw, who is great. He was just absolutely wonderful. I loved him. And Naomi Harris as, well, Miss Moneypenny. Which was a surprise, because obviously it's been in the press that she was going to play Moneypenny, and then they all came out and said, well, no, she's not playing Moneypenny. And, well, she is playing Moneypenny. Which is great. Fine. I'm surprised that they cast such a sort of... I know Naomi Harris isn't the biggest of actresses, but I kind of thought they'd go with an unknown. I didn't think they'd go with someone who has a bit of a name. And it'll be interesting to see how she sort of develops in further installments, how much they use her. There seems to be a real thing now of using the MI6 staff a lot, which I don't mind. I'm really happy that we have that MI6 community back. We have... Because like in Casino Royale we had M and Bond, Quantum of Solace we had M, Bond, Tainer. Now we have M, Bond, Tainer, Q, Moneypenny, you know, it's all there, which I'm really, really happy about. But I hope that they don't feel like, oh, well, we have to use these characters now. They each have to have a huge role in the story, because if it's not appropriate, I don't want it to feel too shoehorned in. So, Bernice Marlowe? Marlowe? I can't remember how you pronounce the name now, but she was, she's probably as close to a Bond girl as this film gets. I mean, well, M is the Bond girl, really. Berenice Marlowe is just sort of there. I really like her. I thought that she was going to be a bit more of a villainess, to be honest. Like, when they met in the club, and her nails are all sort of spider. She looked like a spider, and the fact that she was smoking a cigarette and there was a big lump of ash on it at the end. She obviously just kept saying, give that woman an ashtray, for goodness sake. And then she gets killed. Quite suddenly, which I thought was quite shocking, really. I was expecting her to be in the film a lot more. Albert Finney is in this film, in a wonderful role. I love that we went to Skyfall at the end of the film, the Skyfall Lodge. It was so great to... because this is the 50th anniversary of Bond, and just because it's an anniversary, you don't need to overdo that aspect of it, like in Die Another Day, for goodness sake. Obviously, it's not like Skyfall is sort of a nod and a wink to previous installments, and Die Another Day is bashing you over the head repeatedly with previous references. Oh my god, I love that Aston Martin, coming back, but when it got blown up, fucking hell, that was just, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that they'd actually blown up the DB5. I mean, I'm kind of glad that they did, because it made M's death a little bit easier on me, because it was like, shit, you kill the car and then you kill his boss, what, oh my goodness, what next? If I had to pick any particular standout scenes, it would be the whole underground thing in London. And, you know, as a Londoner myself now, it was quite sort of... I got a real kick out of seeing Bond in London, Bond in his home city. It's just so awesome. I can't believe London hasn't been used this much before. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love the pre-credit sequence when The World Is Not Enough so much, because it's actually Bond in London. The action in the film is all superb. I mean, it's wonderful. I love the homemade nature of things towards the end of the film, and it's great that oh, it was so great seeing M in some kind of, like, real peril. Like, they're gonna come and they are gonna kill her. We have had a lot of attempts on M's life recently. The World's Not Enough and Quantum of Solace. It just seems like, oh, for God's sake, I mean, you know, in how many films? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 films, you know, there's been 3 of those have focused on trying to kill her, which is, you know, maybe they'd overdo it, but this film, it makes Quantum of Solace feel like even more of a misstep. They shouldn't have tried to kill M at the beginning of that film. The music was actually really... I was surprised actually how much I enjoyed it. Oh my god, we heard the Bond theme again in a Bond film. When Bond does something Bondy, we get the da-da-da. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I miss David Arnold. And I feel like during some of the action sequences, Thomas Newman maybe could have, you know, pushed up a little bit more. But you know, it's a wonderful score, and oh, when he opens the garage door and there's the DB5, then we get the Bond theme, and oh, I love in that scene when he flicks open the gear stick and he's gonna press the ejector seat button for M. I think if I had to make some relatively minor complaints about the film, the CGI wasn't amazing. Like the Komodo dragons wasn't perfect, but that's a relatively minor gripe. You know, for all my Daniel Kleinman loving in these videos, I thought that the title sequence was one of the weaker ones of his. It all seemed a bit too obvious, and how the camera was just sort of moving forward all the time, and it was just, I feel like it felt a little bit maybe lost a minute, I don't know. I mean, I love Daniel Kleinman, he's amazing, I'm so glad they had him back, but just not necessarily one of my favourite title sequences. And of course we have the gun barrel at the end of the film, which, you know, why not just put it in the front? I don't know if, maybe this is the new thing, maybe this is the new timeline tradition, maybe the gun barrel is always going to appear at the end of the film from now on, which, you know what, if that's the case, then fine. I kind of wish it was at the beginning of the film, but never mind, it doesn't detract from the fact that this is a truly amazing film. It's just, I mean, I'm going to be seeing it at least another 3 times at the cinema. It feels like Bond is back, but not in the sense that it's just a rehash. They do new things. There is new elements brought to the table, which is wonderful, but it still maintains that sense of tradition. It feels like a Bond movie. It's going to go down as one of the best, I'm sure. Craig, like I say, if... You know, I think probably the best performance as Bond is Sean Connery in Goldfinger. If not this. Daniel Craig in this film is just absolutely amazing, and I hope that this film gets awards. I want it to get Oscars. Well, maybe not. Maybe probably not going to get an Oscar, but it deserves some kind of actual recognition because it is art. It's going to go down in history as one of the best Bond films, and you know, well, what's the time? I've probably got time to go to the cinema now to catch another screening of it, so that's what I'm gonna do. I shall be back soon with various videos, top 10 Bond girls, top 10 gadgets, and such similar, so I hope you keep watching. And you know, of course, there'll be more James Bond films released, so no doubt there will be more weekly Bonds in the future. But thank you for watching. I hope you have been entertained, and I hope you too enjoyed Skyfall.